Hey there, YouTube. Pet story. So, I've only ever had two pets, and they were a fish and a dog. I currently own a dog right now. Okay, let's start off with the fish story, which is less exciting than the dog story. Okay, so I got my fish, my first pet, from a fish store. Yeah, wow. We got to the store in our car, and when we got there, it was like being inside of an aquarium or something. Everywhere you'd look, there was like a massive tank with like a million fish. Me and my sister tried looking for the perfect fish. Now, I found a glorious fish with a red thing on its head, while the rest of my family chose the common goldfish. And for some reason, I was excited over a fish with little knowledge. I later go on to call my fish Redhead. Makes sense. And that's basically all there is about my fish story. At some point, my fish choked on a rock, and slowly every fish passed away. So, moving on to my pet dog story. I was saving up money for a console, and eventually I was convinced to use the money to adopt a dog in need. It took like 2 months to find the dog I currently have. I first found this dog. I don't remember what it was, but when we tried getting it, the place that it was at decided to keep it. I moved on to one of its siblings, and the same thing happened. And we moved on again, but I think you already know what happened. Finally, my mom showed me 3 different type of dogs. As I scrolled, I glared at one of them, and once I read her story, it broke my heart. And this is her story. Once I read her story, I had to get her, and a couple days went by, and I went to the shelter. The shelter wasn't in its best conditions, but I was getting a dog. Her first impression wasn't the best. She went number 1 and 2 right in front of us. The ride back was an hour long, and you can already tell how that was. Also, when someone tells you that a dog is a huge responsibility, they're right. You have no idea. Well, now I have a 7-month-old puppy whose name is Molly, and she's an Australian cattle dog mixed with who knows what. That's my pet story, so if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe.